Hello guys, good evening. Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Please unmute your mic and confirm that you can hear me. Anybody?
I'm here.
Okay, that's fine. So I can be heard. Okay, that's good. Let's give like a few more minutes for more people to join us. Let's see about 5 more minutes. In the meantime, let's talk about how the assignments have been. Izu, Chinel Izu, do you want to talk about how it has been with your last assignment? Any challenges that you've had? They're waiting for you. Chinel Izu.
Sorry, I didn't. Good afternoon. I did not get what you said.
I said, let's talk about how the assignments have been. Have you had any challenges completing the assignments?
Um, yes, I would say for the information architecture, it was a bit difficult for me. But for the persona and the user flow, it was a bit easy for me to work on.
Okay, that's fine. That's fair. Hopefully, as we go along, we will better understand how to do anti-information architecture. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you for sharing. Um, Jerry Chukudi, do you want to share? Chukudi Robinson, are you there? Emmanuel Mayowa, Mayowa Emmanuel. Okay, let's see who else is here. Ify,
Yeah, for me, I was able to finish up my user persona, but my challenge is the timing. The timing is just too short for the assignment. I just wish you guys can at least extend the timing a little bit because I have so much on my plate already and I'm struggling as I really want this. So I'm actually kind of struggling to meet up with assignment. Although I've done every other one, but this last one you gave, it was only the user persona I've been able to finish and I've submitted it. So by today or tomorrow, I'll submit the rest.
that's fine. So between you and me, and there's of us who are here now, yeah, I will not, or you will not be penalized for not submitting assignments on time. Now, it's good that you do your assignments as soon as you can. Why? Because if you let them pile up, you'll find it hard to continue, with the course. That's one. And two, you'd also find that your assignments kind of build up upon themselves. For instance, what you will do today, your assignments for this week will build upon what you have done last week. Yeah, so you start to have to complete last week's assignments to advance with this week's assignment. Yeah. So yes, don't be too focused on the time. If you haven't submitted yet, you can still submit it today, tomorrow. There is no punishment for late submission. Just endeavor to get them done, yeah, so that you can do the forthcoming assignments. Do you understand? Iffy. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I've seen your feedback. Okay, so before we jump into today's coursework, I wanted to share an image with us to take a look at. So I would pull up the image, I would share my screen, then I'll ask the question. And I'd like to get your feedback, and then we can advance to today's coursework. Yeah, I hope that we have our pen and paper with us, because that's going to be super useful in today's lesson. So, let's hold on, please. Give me a few minutes. Okay, so I'm about to share the image, but before I do, I want to ask if you understand the difference between UI and UX. Do we? Like, what's the difference between them? If anybody wants to attempt. Hello, guys. Anybody? So somebody would have to attempt before if we are to advance. This is supposed to be an interactive session. So what
Hello,
do
I
you
didn't get
understand?
what did you say?
Okay, okay. I asked if you understand the difference between UI and UX. Do you understand that?
I would say to my own understanding, UX is the experience a user has when interacting with a product. Then for UI is the interface, like um, the movement of, like, I'll use an app as an example.
Okay.
How would I put this in? How the app looks like, the interface of the app, how it looks, how the app appears or the website appears. That's why I think that's the user interface. But for the user experience, is the experience the user has while interacting with your product.
Okay.
That's what I understand.
That's fine. Give me a few seconds to share. Share screen. I'm waiting for admin to let me, like, I can share my screen now. So I'll share my screen with us, and then yeah. Chinel, since you are still there, let's can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Good, good. So going, along with what you have just said, do you see any difference between these two door handles?
Yes, one is a knob and one is a handle.
Good. So is there any difference between them in terms of UI and UX? Well, first of all, what's the UI and what's the UX of both options?
Um, I didn't get your question.
What is the UI and what's the UX of either of them? Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so
I think the user experience for these two objects, the experience the user has when making use of the handle and also the knob.
Okay, so let me take it to where I actually want to go to. In your opinion, which one has a better UX, has a better user experience? Which one and why?
I think it's the handle.
Why?
Because to me it's more comfortable.
Okay, that's fine. Does anybody else have a different answer? Let's take one more person before we jump in. Anybody? Different answer, similar answer, anything? Let's hear it. Okay, so I would assume that nobody has a different answer, and I would jump in and tell you why I think. Yeah. So I like this image because it helps us to understand the difference between UI and UX. Yeah. The UI of either option is what you can see. Yeah. For the doorknob, you can see a knob. Yeah. And then for the lever handle, you see a long lever handle. That's the UI. Yes, that's UI. Now, UI can be quite subjective. Yeah, if you ask somebody which one has a better user interface, what they would say, can differ. Some people would prefer the knob because the knob is a perfect circle, it's round, it just looks perfect. Understand? While the handle, is not even, it has a long part sticking out, so you can say the UI is not that appealing to them. That's fine. That's fine. And some people might think otherwise. Yeah. But this is where UX comes in. UX is the experience of using it, of engaging with that interface. Yeah. So for the most part, objectively, this isn't even something you can argue with. Yeah. The handle has a better UX. The handle has a better UX. Why? Because for you to use the knob, your fingers have to be complete. Say you don't have a thumb now and you want to open the knob. Imagine how difficult it would be. But if you don't have a thumb, you can still comfortably open the handle. That is one instance. Here's another one. Assume your hands are full. You are holding grocery bags and shopping bags in both your hands. Can you open the knob? Never. But can you open the lever handle with your elbows? Yes, you can. You can just use the elbow to push it down and it will open. Yeah. So say a child, a baby, is wrapped inside the bathroom on the other side. They cannot get themselves out if it is a handle. It's more difficult for them to maneuver. But if it's a lever, it's a lot easier for them to get to open and then get themselves out. Same applies to people who are elderly and whatnot. Yeah. So the point is that the lever offers better UX for most cases. Yeah. Now, are there instances where the doorknob is better? Yes, there are a few edge cases where the doorknob is better. Say, for instance, at a palace where you have people manning the door 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Of course, if they have to do more work to open a doorknob, that's their business. They are being paid for it. Do you understand? So the aesthetic value of having a perfectly round doorknob is justified because you have people whose job it is to open the door. You get, so no matter who has to pass through the door, there's somebody who is there to open it for them. Yeah. Say you don't want it to be easily accessible to children. Also, this doorknob makes sense. Whatever door is, the doorknob will be a lot more difficult to be opened by infants and toddlers compared to, say, the lever handle. So this is just one example I found today of how to help you understand UI and UX and the differences between them. Yeah. So again, in summary, the UI is what you see, and the UX is how you engage or how you is the experience of engaging with the UI. I hope that makes sense. Does it?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Thank you. So we're going to dive into today's work now. Today we are supposed to be creating sketches and wireframes, and you can do this in two ways. Of course, there are no slides, yeah. So it's just you and me talking and doing stuff today. So you'll be creating sketches, and there are two ways to do this. One, we could use paper, pen and paper, which I like to use. I have my own pen and paper here. I have my own paper here and my pen. Yeah. Or we could use Figma. Yeah. So I would also spend some time going to Figma to create some sketches for us to see. Okay. Um, I'm not sure if so he's not here. I cannot continue. Okay, that's fine. Let's expand this. 2 seconds. Sorry. You can still see my screen, yeah?
Yes, we can.
Okay, good. So what I want to do, but I'll be working on my own app. I won't be working on anybody's app. Yeah, so I have a personal project which I came up with for this class that I will be working with. And this project is supposed to be an app for a tailor. Yeah, so imagine a tailor like say David Wedge, for instance. David Wedge wants an app that can let customers send in measurements virtually, one. Two, they can also make requests. And then using this app, they can track their orders and see how far it has gone and how soon it will get to them. That's the app. Yeah. Um, as a designer, the first thing you want to do is understand the assignments. So who wants to help us understand the assignment? So what I mean is that what would you do to better understand the assignments? Anybody? I'm waiting for answers.
For me, I think I would ask the client, what do you want this app to entail?
Good. So like we talked about last time, I want to ask more questions from the client to understand what exactly they want the app to do. Yeah. So to answer you, one, I want people to be able to order outfits from the app. So I have a list of custom made outfits, and I want people to be able to say, I want this outfit in this size, that size, and then maybe add a few customizations to their request. Say, you know, I wanted to have this kind of button, this kind of shoulder pad, this kind of, just a few adjustments here and there. But for the most part, I already have my style. So, does that make sense to you now?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So after this, what would the next step be? We talked about this last time, remember?
Research.
Thank you. So we are going to have to do some research. How do we go about this research? What do we do for research? Who do we talk to?
We'll make questionnaires and throw it out to intended
Potential users, exactly. Yeah.
users
So,
to
so we
know
talk to, go on.
what their ideas would be like and what they would actually love from the app, so that the owner of the app can get the best potential out of
Exactly.
that
So
design.
so after you understand what the client, the app owner wants to do with the app, yeah, he wants to let people be able to send in order and all of that. You want to talk to the users. You want to know what it is that they would actually like an app like that, what features that the owner may have missed, that you may have missed. You want to see what opportunities exist, yeah, with an app like this. So when you have your answers, assume I'm one of your users, and then you're in focus group discussion. What kind of questions would you be asking me as a potential user? Anybody? Just throw them at me. Anybody? Questions?
How would you feel um placing an order or getting your garment sewn by a tailor? S- I don't know how to formulate the question together, but as in how would you feel ordering or making your dress online?
Okay, so first of all, I feel excited. That sounds fantastic, but I'm not sure something like that can work. How will I send my measurements to the tailor? How will I be sure that it is what I want that I get? I don't want a case of what I got versus what I ordered. So, but anyway, that's just what I think. So in a focus group discussion or in your research, your interviewee might ask you questions. You don't have to answer them. Just take note of them. They are for you to go and do your research upon later. So I'm asking you, oh, how will I be sure that that you will get the proper measurements? Yeah, that is for you to answer later. You don't have to answer your interviewee's question there and then. Yeah, it's you who's asking the questions and you're getting answers from them. They ask any questions, you don't have to answer it. Does that make sense? So does anybody have any other question for me though?
How would you like your clothes made to be delivered to you?
You mean how would I feel
Would you
about
like
it?
it when your clothes are made
Yes,
instead
I
of
will.
you coming down
Yes, I
to pick
would.
it up?
I think it would save me plenty of time. If it's possible, I would like it. So that again is another answer. Yeah. And you can ask more questions like this that help you to answer, that help you to confirm your assumptions, challenge your assumptions, and to tease out whatever biases you may have. Now, this is important because as a designer or a product owner, you might be biased about your own product, and then to you, it is the next best thing after the rice. And then you have to go and talk to these your would-be users to know if you're about to start wasting your time or not. When you do a bit of research, you might see that some solutions are not worth pursuing. Yeah, I have had to speak with a few clients, and after I speak with them, they see that there's almost no point doing the app that they actually want to build. Two examples. One, somebody came to me saying that he wants to build an app for Uber for bikes. Yeah, and he said this about 2 months ago. I told him, see, so far as you want to build in Lagos, it's pretty much a waste of time. Yeah, the Lagos State government does not like the idea, and they will do everything that they can do to kill your solution. So don't do it. If you will do it, you can't do it outside of Lagos. He gave it some thought and he saw why, you know, my arguments were legit, and he left it. Somebody else came to me saying that they want to build a social network. Like how feasible is it? How viable is a social network for there? I told them it's exciting to actually want to build one. But what I have found is that the last 10 years or how many years that we've had Facebook, it's been hard to replicate any existing social network. People tend to stick with the only one of that kind that exists. So it has only been one Facebook one Twitter, one LinkedIn, one Snapchat, one TikTok, one WhatsApp. It's hard to have two of any similar networks. I find that platforms that make it are the ones who use a different kind of media. For instance, Clubhouse came out last year, and for the most part, it was just audio chats, nothing else. It didn't try to be like Twitter or Facebook. No, it was audio chats. TikTok was different. It was short videos and effects. Understand? So each new social media platform uses a different kind of media to communicate on that platform. So unless you have a new kind of media that you want people to share, there is no point using this app. You understand? So just a bit of talking to somebody else who might be a prospective user helps you understand if you're about to start wasting your time or not. Yeah. So that answers that. The next thing would be you have spoken with the clients, you now understand the assignments, you have spoken with the users, you now have an idea of what they want. Yeah. Next up, we would start to take ideas from our head and put them into paper. Give me 10 seconds, I will be right back. Okay. Hello guys, so I'm back. Now that I have spoken with you about the project and you now have a better understanding of it, what's happening to you in your head? Anybody? What's happening in your head? I want to know. Hello guys, let's talk. Chinyere, if you are speaking, your mic is off.
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
I said, now that we have understood the assignment and we have spoken with a few users, what is going on inside your head? I want to know. Like, what are you?
After the research, I think it's brainstorming. I have to call my team. Then we have to sit down, we start brainstorming. This is what the client wants. This is how the client wants it. This. Then we brainstorm and come
When
up
you
with ideas.
brainstorm, what are you brainstorming? Are you brainstorming pictures or sketches or designs? What's happening?
We're brainstorming ideas
Ideas for
and
what?
sketches,
Layout, colors,
layouts
design.
for features. Yes.
Okay, that's
For the information architecture, the
perfect.
user flow, how it's going to be.
Nice. Good, good. So for the most part, at this phase, what happens is that you have plenty of ideas for how you want your site, your app to look like. Yeah. So now we want to build an app that lets people taking measurements, send them to sit down, brainstorm, some research online, there, all of that. And we now have ideas in our head, plenty of ideas. What do we do? So there's something called the Figma updates, which we did last time. So I'm going to do it again for this app. That is how we can continue this session. So you have ideas in your head for how you want the app to look like. How do you know which one to continue with? Which one to even start with? Yeah, that's fine. Take a piece of paper. This is actually an A4 piece of paper. You can divide them into 8. So you have like 8 boxes, 8 small boxes. Yeah. Instead of having to roll lines, which I don't like to do, I just fold it once, fold it twice, fold again.
Sorry, we can't actually hear you properly.
Okay. How about now? How about now?
Okay, we can hear you.
Okay, sorry about that. So I was saying that I take a piece of paper, A4 paper like this, and then I write it into it. And you can do this by taking a pen and then write into it. But I don't like doing that. Paper into two, then into two again, then into two again, like this. When I open it, now have 8 small boxes. And on these 8 small boxes, I'll put down all my ideas. Now the whole idea is you attempt to do this within 30 seconds to 1 minute. Don't spend too much time doing this. Why? Because if you do so, you might not start your assignment. You might not start the project. Yeah. Take 1 minute and right, and then fill out 8 sketches, 8 possible ideas that you have in your head. Yeah. So I will draw all the screens that come to my head as they come, and we'll continue from there. So I will attempt to time myself and make this a 1 minute affair. I would share my work on the WhatsApp group so we can see it. Let's time this.
Sorry, we can hardly hear you.
How about now?
I'm still
I
struggling.
guess it's the earpiece. Your earpiece.
Okay. Let me see what I can do. Like 1 minute. Hello. Can you actually hear me now? If you are speaking, your mic is off.
Yes, we can hear you clearly.
Okay, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Okay, so I was saying that the next thing would be to make something we call the figure of 8, yeah? And to do that, we take a piece of paper like this, and then we divide the paper into 8 different spaces. And I like to do mine by holding the paper 3 times until you have a small piece like this. And then when you open it, you have your 8 squares. And upon this, you would make out all the sketches that come into your head, and you attempt to do all this within 1 minute. So do not take too much time trying to think of ideas. No, just sketch what comes into your head. Yeah, and you may sketch multiple screens for one, multiple options for one screen or whatever. Just pour out the ideas in your head onto paper so you can see them. So for an app that helps people connect, send measurements to their tailor, I think it would be nice to have a login page. So draw a login page like this. Put a button here. After I'm done, I will send all my sketches to the group so you can see them. There'll be a sign up page. So sign up, details, and sign up. It says sign up. And there'll be a page where you see all the available styles, so you can see them. You want to make a shirt, blazers, skirts, dresses. Select one from there. Shirt, blazer, skirts. Let's see. You can enter your measurements. So this is a bust with wrist tie. Okay. What else can we do? Imagine you should also be able to track your orders to see how far they've gone. This order. Send measurements. Sent. Package received. Feedback. Sent. What else can we do? Send and share feedback. Submit. Down here you can see your previous orders. Picture. How you did? Okay. Details, and then you can make payments. Your card details. Good. So I think I'm done. I would send you a picture. Please take a look at it and then let me know if you understand it, and then we shall discuss the sketches. Let me number them first of all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, so if you check your WhatsApp, you would see the sketch I sent. Let's talk about them. Can you see them? Has anybody seen the sketch yet?
Yes, I have.
Okay. So, do you understand the sketches you see?
I have seen it too, Mr. Chike.
Okay. Do you understand the sketches?
You see, at the point where you were talking about um the paper, the folding of the paper,
Yes.
the network was not too clear.
That's fine.
I don't understand the reason why you folded the paper.
That's fine. I would go by it again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see the sketch. So from all what we've been saying, it's just explaining the user flow for the app.
Yes. So what I said before I began to sketch is that what I have just done there is something we call the figure of eight. Yeah, it's a way of getting eight fast sketches out of your head to let you see, to let you put on paper some ideas for how the app you want to look like would be. Yeah. So at some point when you're about to start designing, you have like plenty of ideas. So typically after you've spoken with people, you've gone online to do some research, you see ideas you like, all of that. So when your head starts floating with ideas, you want to just put them on paper quickly. Yeah, so that is what you use this for. So I mentioned that you can take a pen and a ruler and then divide your paper into eight spaces, but I don't like to do that. So instead, I just fold the paper 3 times, and then when you open it, you have your eight spaces. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. I understand.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I did. And I went on to make the sketches which I have shared with you. So the whole idea is to do those sketches in under a minute. Don't think too much about it. Just sketch what comes into your head. Try to push as far as you can to get into
Hello, your phone on me.
sketches, but, don't go
Me, so I could plug this. I
don't
could buy no
go
she's on.
less than that.
Yes, now she did.
What else? So the next step would be to convert this sketch into yeah. But the thing is that when you do a sketch, you might even not use all the design that you sketch. You might only use like some of them, or you might even have to do more sketches. So feel free to do this as often as you want.
Mr. Chike, I don't know. Mr. Chike,
I can hear you.
can you help us tell these persons to mute their mic? Their voice is overshadowing yours.
Okay, okay. How about now? How about now?
Your voice is okay.
Okay, good. So I was saying that you can do this as many times as possible, 3 times, 4 times, get all your sketches out. Yeah. The next thing would now be to go from paper to Figma, and we are going to do a bit of that here now. So I want us to just be patient and then watch me make sketches on Figma. Yeah. If you have any questions as I start, feel free to type in the chat and I will answer you. I would try to not use any shortcuts. I will do everything with the mouse so you can see everything I'm doing. But if you have any questions, just type and I will answer you. Yeah.
Mr. Chike, I don't know if you can hear me. I don't know if you can add a little audio while you're working. You know, these apps are things we are not used to, so that we would know before we learn the apps, at least we'll know what you're doing. It's like you're performing magic to us. So if you can be adding a little audio to it, we'll take time to study it later, but at least let's know what you're doing.
That's fine.
Okay.
Okay. So when you open Figma, yeah, first of all, I want to import my image. So when you open Figma, this is what you would see. Let me show you this. Yeah. I don't know if you've been able to create an account on Figma yet. Have you? Anybody?
Yes, yes, I have.
Yes.
So as soon as you sign into Figma, this is the first thing you would see. You will see this space, but because you have no work here, you won't see all the things that I have here scrolling. It will be empty for you. You just have this part and this part, but this whole place will be empty for you. So you will have to make your first project, yeah, which is fine. And as soon as you click on design file, this is what you should select, design file. And when you select this, so it's loading, it opens a blank, empty canvas. You see it, and then you can just put in a name. So I'll call this Tailor app. You see that? Good. So if I want to make an app for a mobile device, to create a screen, the first thing is you come to frame, click on it. When you do, you bring out options on your right hand side, and then you select one. So if you are making an app for a phone, you can pick an option in phone. It's for a desktop or a website, a desktop website. You can select desktop. Now, if you ever have to work on watch designs, you can select watch, but we are not doing that. So we are working with either phone or desktop. So for the phone, I always like to use the iPhone 8. Yeah, I can tell you later why I like to do that, but let's just go with it for now. iPhone 8 it is. If you would remember, if you would remember, this is why. When I'm designing for mobile devices, I like to pick one of the smallest artboards. Check. The iPhone 8 is one of the smallest. Look at the dimensions here. This is 428 by this. This is like this. The iPhone 8 is one of the smallest. You can see the only other smaller one is the iPhone S. I don't pick that one. I just prefer the iPhone 8. Yeah, if I'm designing for say a desktop website, I always like to use this MacBook. It's one of the smallest artboards. I always prefer the smallest artboards. Now, here's why you should prefer the smaller artboards. When you use a smaller artboard and they have to convert or to create your designs for larger screens, it's easier to do that. Just add some space here and there. But if you use a big artboard and you fill up all the space, it will be hard to convert that design to keep a smaller scale. Does that make any sense to you? Does it?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, so I always like to use the smaller ones. If you do good on a small screen, you make even better on a large screen. Yeah. So I would delete this for now because I don't need it. So I select it, just tap on it, and then click delete. It's gone. Yeah. So I come back to the iPhone 8, which I actually want to use. It's good to name your artboards. Yeah. So I will name this sign up. And for sign up, what do we want to ask people for? Email, phone number, their name, and password, 4 items. So to do this, we come to rectangle tool. There are other shapes, yes, you can see. You can select line, arrow, ellipse, polygon, and images, but this is what we want, so I will select it. then I would draw it.
I'll go watch match. Everybody out of
Your for mobile devices, you can make your form field. Yeah, anything from say 32. This is actually too small. So let's make it 40. Yeah, or 48. I actually like to make mine 48. Yeah, and then how to place things in the middle properly when you move it around. Once you're in the middle, you there. Also, you can just click on this and it goes to the middle. Is that clear? Hello guys, I want to be sure that you can actually hear me.
Yes, we can.
Okay, good. That's fine. So I would continue. I want my, because what we are doing is a low fidelity design, low fi or low fidelity design. Add too much color and easy. Just make a rough sketch to lo-fi design. Do the rest later, but to see what it looks like after I convert my sprint 1 and 2 here into lo-fi designs. I am trying to import the designs into Figma so you can see them as I'm working on them. See the file. Okay, so I want to import the image I sent to you on WhatsApp. I want to import that image into Figma. To import images into Figma, you can do it via one of a number of ways. Let me attempt to show you my entire desktop so you see what I want to do. Share. Okay, you can see my entire screen, yeah? You can see everything on my screen. Can you?
Yes, we can.
Good. So I have shrunk my Figma to be a bit smaller. This is what I want to import. So you hold it and boom, that's it. It's now in Figma. So I will just place this side by side so you can see what I'm working on, what I'm trying to do as I'm doing it. Yeah. Good. So this is what I want to make. This screen here is what I want to make here. Yeah. So I want to add the title, and to do that, you select text, click on it. Yeah. Then you add button, click once, or select text, come here and then draw a box. Either way, you get an option to type in your text. Yeah, I always prefer to just come and then click and then begin to type. So for this, it would be name. I would say full name. Full name. Font size for me will be 16. So again, why is my font size 16? Does anybody want to know why?
Yes, we would like to know.
Okay, so font size of 14 or 16, yeah, either of them works well for mobile devices. Try to not go big. If you go below 14, people will not see what you are doing very well. Yeah. So I have my full name. This is the box where you enter it. And then Control D. So instead of doing what I just did before for the next item, I just select both of them. Press Control D, which is duplicate. Yeah, and then move this down. Do it one more time and one more time. Now change this to email, phone number, password. Yeah. And then this will be the button for what is it called? Submit. Control D, or it should say create account. I just want this to be in the middle, so I'll just move it here. Then I want the button to be distinct, even though it is low. Select this, make this white. So can we see how my profile design looks like now? There's no, it's not fancy. It's not even beautiful to look at, but it shows you exactly what this page, this screen will contain. That no matter what you do, to contain full name, email, password, phone number, and you to click the button to create account. That's it. Putting colors, images, things might move around a bit, but for the most part, they will still contain these elements here. So this is like the skeleton, yeah, the skeleton of the designs on Figma. So I want to create the next screen, which is signing. What I like to do is I select my former artboard, Control D it, that's to make it to be it, and I will delete two of them. This just makes it easier. Move this downward a bit, move this upward a bit. Yeah, and this is supposed to be to login. So I'll change this to login. Login. And on your login page, what would you need? Email or phone number. Yeah. And then password. And then here it just says login. So I am done with 1 and 2. Let me do 3 and 4. I'm feeling quite generous. So I come here again, I click Control D. It's create a new artboard. I will call this select 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 cloth. See what it looks like. Yeah. So I can hit all of this. Select my shape here again. Come here and then make a box. So I want it to be a perfect square. To create a perfect square, as you are dragging, hold shift. It will be a perfect square. Yeah. So Control D to make a new one. And here it is. And I will name them. So Control D, and this would be slightly bigger. I can also come here to change them. Let's go at 124. That's a little small. Let's see 160. Right here, but okay, it's fine. So 160 is fine. So it's 160 pixels by 160 pixels. So I come here, control D. I'll change this to shirts, blazer, shirts. Change this to blazer. Then I'll just duplicate the whole thing all over again. Control D, bring it down here. Control D, and there we go. So this is skirt, dress, trouser, and native. So skirts, dresses. Let's make these shirts and blazers. Yes. Trousers and natives. So that's that. So let's do the last one, which is supposed to be sending measurements. So let me put titles on the designs. Yeah, I feel like they'll be good to have and they will help people know where they are. So I come here and they will do this, move it up, and select type in sign, create account. So I'll make this a bit bigger. I can go as high as 20 or 24. Let's make it 24. Yeah, I like it. I can see, move it over here. And this one would say sign in. Move this over here. And this would say select output. Select output.
Sorry, the other one is supposed to say log in, not sign in.
Thank you. So it can say either one, but yes, I agree with you because even though they mean the same thing, yeah, it's good to use the same terms everywhere. You understand? So even though you are saying the same thing, it's good to use the exact same terms everywhere so that it's easier to understand. Yeah, thank you for pointing that out. So this would go down a little bit. It's coming down a little bit. Yeah. Then watch me expand my artboard. Watch this. If you expand your artboard by just holding the artboard and you drag it down, you see that that is how you expand the artboard. So, and you can see how I also try to place these elements at the same level across board. It helps you to be more consistent. So I was going to do the sending measurements. So let's come here and do Control D. Let's say send enter measurements. Let's make this enter measurements. Good. And for this, it will also be forms. Let's delete all of this. We don't need them. So select and delete. And I have how many forms here? 1, 2, 3, 4. So depending on what outfits you want to make, the measurements you will pick and send will differ. Yeah. So let's assume I'm not a tailor, so I'm not sure, but I'm assuming that if somebody wants to make a shirt, for instance, they would measure their bust. I'm assuming, I mean, I am not an expert here. They would measure their arm length. What else would you measure? Their neck circumference, I hope. Neck circumference.
Shoulder.
Thank you. Shoulder. What else?
The
Round
length,
sleeve.
What do you say?
the length, the round sleeve.
Length.
So let's see.
Length.
So this is length. Is length from arm length? Well, yeah, it is. I get the accurate. Yes, that's cool. And then what else?
The length of the dress.
This
The
is
hip. The hip.
okay. For a shirt,
Okay, for the shirts.
yes. For a shirt. So we have bust, arm length, neck circumference, shoulder.
The round sleeve, round sleeve.
Okay, round sleeve. So okay, that's good. Then we'll have a button that says send measurements. measurement. I can just come here again, copy this button with Control C. It's good to learn the basic Windows shortcuts. So this is Control C and Control V. Then this just says send measurements. Okay. So what I want to do now is go over what I've done with you and then let you see what is happening. So here I made an artboard for us to create our account. So let you know what the users have to do. So putting their name here, putting their email here, phone number, password. You click this button. I would move this downward a little bit. Hopefully, with time you would understand why I'm doing that. I'll just move it here now. I will move this to close here. Good. So from here, so actually, why I move this down is that because you are either doing this or this. You understand? You're either signing up or you're signing in. Yeah. So it's not as if one of this. It's not as if this leads to this. You understand? So as soon as you sign up, the next thing you will see will be this. As soon as you log in, the next thing you see will be this. Yeah. Good. So what that means is that you need a splash page. So I will make one. So even if that wasn't in our sketches, I will make one here. I call it the splash screen. Splash. And this just for so it is okay. So create account or log into my account. Let's manage this. Let's good happening. Just one more. I don't have to do here, but I just like to do. Yeah, which is to take this and just make it a little bit lighter. Good. You know why I did? Anybody? Why I did this? It's because I want to pursue what which are so close to themselves have the same follow and everything is slightly different from the other one. Yeah. How you would know which one to make different, you would understand that later. But just know that you shouldn't have two buttons look exactly alike together. It's not good UX. So I can even put this in the middle because we don't have anything there now. So I'll just leave it there. So if you choose to create an account, you would see this page. Once you are done with this, you would see the out that are available. And then you can select one. In fact, even before you start to enter your measurements, you should see another screen where you would see more of it. So you can see how more screens come to your head as you start working on it. Yeah. So we are working on shirts. I have different kind of shirts. So let's call this the Obina shirts. Then we'll call this one the Olawale shirts. So like different shirt styles that this tailor has. Who else do we have here? Yes, Robinson shirts. Okay, who else is in the house with us? Yes, Chanel also gets shirts. Chanel shirts. And there's the Ify skirt and Ify shirt on them. And then there's the Emerald shirt. If you didn't get the shirt, I'm sorry. Yeah, you just have 8 shirts. I mean 6 shirts. So these are all the shirts. And then you can pick one of them. Are you seeing how the app is beginning to take shape now? just by doing this. Yeah, and then one more good thing about doing this is that if you find that you don't need a particular screen, it's easy to just delete it. You say, this screen, I don't using it, just delete, and you're happy. But to flesh out these things, each of these screens with colors, images, videos, text, can take you up to half a day for one screen. No jokes. Can take you that much to make a screen look good, because when you start adding icons and all those elements, I think I dropped off there. So I was saying that if you're asked to delete any of these artboards after you've put in so much time into them, and I find it hard to do. Let me share my screen again. That's this one. This one. Good. So if you're asked to remove any screen, I find it hard to do. But because this is just low fidelity, you can see how fast we have come in such little time. And I'm sure if I continue to go, I can finish up the rest of the sketches, yeah, that I actually have here. So if you as the client say, hey, I think we will need this screen, let us delete it. It'll be easier to do so, yeah, than if I have gone on to start adding the colors and images first of all, and now show it to you, and you say, okay, this screen is good, but we will not be needing it. I'll start arguing without thinking clearly. I'll be more biased, and it's called the sunk cost bias. Yeah, like I have put in so much effort into it, so we should not delete it, even when it has no purpose to you or to the user. Yeah, so it is good to actually do this, and then once you are done, you share it with the client and say, okay, this is what I have done so far. This is what it would look like. This is what content it would need. It also helps them to start to prepare content for the designs ahead of time. Yeah. So that when you start to work on the hi-fi, you will have the content ready to put them where you need to put them. It also lets for each of these outfits types. And now I'll need images for each of these shirt types, and the same thing for all the outfits that are there. Do you get? So let me do like 2 more. I will do 2 more, and then we'll take questions. So I'm going to do this one for track others, and then okay, let's see. I think I can actually do. Then come here. This is supposed to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. So I will delete all of this, but I don't then. Delete this too. It doesn't get us confused. Move this in a little bit. Good. Now come here to the shapes, take a line. Let's make a line like this. So I'm holding shift so that the line will be straight. If you don't hold shift and you make a line, it might bend, and then your hand might not be very straight. But if you hold shift, the line is vertical. You understand? And as soon as you leave it, you have a vertical line. Good. So what else do I want? I would select circle, ellipse. Again, to make a perfect circle, hold shift. If you don't hold shift, see how it goes. It can go anyhow, but once you hold shift, it's a perfect circle. I want a perfect circle, so I'm holding shift. But it should be small, not so big, quite small. Good. So I'll bring this here, zoom in a little bit so I can see what I'm doing clearly. I want the circle to be about let's see 16 pixels, and it's also be let's make 12. 12 looks cool. Okay, So I would bring this here. So I'm using up and down arrow key to move these items up and down, and also do the same thing for left and right. To make it jump, hold shift and then move up and down. It will jump and move ahead faster. Yeah. So I just want this to come down, Control D, it down here a little bit, Control D, D. Good. Then do it one more time, and then reduce this to this length, and then let's now change the content to fit our items. So depending on what you've done, depending on which step of the view that you are, you will see a this should be track. So when you put like it says you place an order, then when you send your measurement, it says you sent your measurements. Then it says your order has been sent to you. Your order is being prepared. Your order has been sent to you. Let's do one more. So then you have received your package. This is what you see when your package gets to you. You also want people to drop feedback. So put a note here saying send the feedback. And review your order. So let's just delete this. And let's make this a button instead. Let's put this in the middle. So I will copy this over here and have it say review your order. Okay, just to make this. And let's do the feedback page. Just copy this. It's more like what I want to do. We'll do only here. This is feedback. Review your order. So this would say right review. Here. This would say delete this, expand this a little bit. This would say submit your review. Submit your review. Good. Let's place in the middle. Okay. What else do I have here? So I have these two. This says previous order. So if you've made multiple orders, you can see your orders from this page. I can just click this. And, you can still see my screen, yeah?
Yes, we can.
Okay, good. So let's make I have an idea for what I want this page to look like. So I would sketch it and hopefully it makes sense to you. So just look at what I'm doing. Control D, this should be a little bit. Let's make this perfect square. So I'll make it 100 by 100. Good. Then maybe a little bit smaller. Let's see 96. So if I select this, anytime one box appears in the other one. So it's 80. This looks too small, so let's make this dark. you can see it all. Good. Then if I don't have text, so there should be text here, yeah, text on the side. But if you don't have text in your low file, you can use lines to represent the text like this. Let's just put this like let's do this. So you can see that these lines here represent text. That this is supposed to be text. I'm not sure how many text should be there or how long it should be, but I just want it to be like an image and a text. To make this look more like an image, you can put lines on the side of it, but let's see if I can do that. So let's put 2 lines across it. Like this. Then so this represents an image. This box with the lines across it means that this is supposed to be an image, yeah? And anybody who sees that should understand it. So I just duplicate this because there'll be like more of this completely. So these are all your past orders. You can see them here. What else do we have? Let me know these a little bit. Good. One more. It's supposed to be payments. So they should be able to pay for your order. Most people would pay with a card. Payments details. Payments details. Most people would pay with a card, yeah? And to pay with a card, what and what do you need? The card number, the CVV, and the expiry date. Yeah, is that it?
Yes.
Good. So we just create a box with that here. So this will be your card number. Enter your card number. Expiry date. So I could put expiry date on one line, CVV on one line, but ideally, most times, how long is the expiry date going to be? To be at most 5 characters, yeah? And the CVV is at most 3 characters. It's good to let your UX show people an idea of how long the input will be. One thing that many people hate to do on websites or apps is to fill forms. People hate it. Yeah, it is one thing that many people would hate to do. So offer them all the help you can when they have to fill the form. And something as simple as letting the input field show you an idea of how long the detail for that field will be goes a long way. You feel a lot better when you have an idea how long the detail for that input field should be. So it's why it is good to let people see, to offer them context with the length of the input field that you're showing to them. It's easier and it's easier basically to just let the whole thing be long, but no, don't do that. Yeah. So this will say add card, and let's see. I think I've done everything. How? Oh, yeah. So I've done all the sketches I have. I think I even did like some more that weren't here, and I want to share this with the clients. You all are the clients, yeah. So I'm going to share this with you now, and I'll take your questions. Any
Sorry, the
feedback?
title of the last screen.
What do you say?
The title of the 4 last screens.
The 4 last ones. Okay,
Yes.
okay. So enter measurements. So this will just say order tracker. So this would say order tracker. So I would share my designs with you, and I'll take your feedback. Any feedback you have for me, I would input them ahead of the next meeting when I will be doing the high fidelity designs. Between now and then, I would also like you to, this would be my I would also like you to work on your own lo-fi designs, I will tell you what that would be. Yeah. Let's look at that. Payment details. Payment details. So I am about to do something that is a bit of an easy, but I will show you. Just follow me closely and watch what I want to do. So I'm done with my designs. Yeah. Next thing I'll do is I will go to prototype. Can you see it? I will click on it. Nothing changes here, as you can see. It's still the same thing. But when you now bring your mouse over any item, you see something appears. What do you see? Like a blue you see, those things are called connectors, and you would use them to connect elements or pages to other elements or pages. In the end, you would see what kind of magic they can perform. So this button should lead to this page. Yeah. So I am taking it there. This button should lead to this page. I'm taking it there. Yeah. So from here, you go here. From here, you go here. So if you select shirts, you come here. Then when you select any of this, enter your measurement. And after you enter your measurement, you should actually make payments. Payments will come before all of this. So I will go back to design. I actually do it here, but I will go back to design and then do something. So I will move this, this, and this over here. And I will move all of this back here. I just want them to be in order so that we understand it when we're looking at it. So I'm back to prototype. Um, connecting the screen again. So as soon as you send your measurements, next thing for you to make payments. And then once you've made payments, you are good. But so I'm going to just go back now and add one more screen. Bear with me. So this will be your confirmation screen. Z to be confirmation payments confirmation versus payment confirmation. Okay, and then this just has a message saying your payment has been confirmed. So I'll delete all this. See this. Let's copy this one. See this. Just see here. It just says your payment has been confirmed. And then it just says track my order. Good. So I'll come back here and continue my connection. So where did I stop? I was here, I've done this. And I'm linking this to add card, the payment, track my order here. Then you can review your order when it arrives. So ideally, this button only becomes active after you have gotten your submit your review. So I'll come back here again and add one more page. This page says your review has been submitted. Okay. This says review confirmation. Change to review. Review has been submitted. Yeah, and then see all my orders. See all my orders. I'm coming back here again. And then what am I doing? This links to this. What links to this? No, I don't want this. Okay, so this links to this. I want to disconnect it. So this links to this. This links to this. And this button to link to submit review. This button links this. So let's see if we have linked all of them. Have we linked this one? Yes. Good. So we are good. A home page somewhere. It should be a home page somewhere. I can just take us from anywhere. Or we don't have that here. But you know what? I'll just do it now. Please get some. Yeah. I'll come here. This is supposed to be a new page. So delete all of this. And Control C. And so this is home. Control T. Track my orders. Payments settings should be in my what else? Let's just leave it there. Let's move this to the left because it looks good that way. Okay. Now put a menu icon on all the pages, all of them. Let's make a quick menu icon. I'll use the line. Okay, line here. Look at about 3024. Yeah, like that. Yeah, like it's good. And let's make it 2. Thickness should be 2. Let's duplicate it. Okay. Let's make it at the same level as above the title right here. So I'll put this on every page now. Control C, Control V, Control V. The good thing is that you can see how it pastes exactly on the same place on every page. That's the beauty of Figma. Good. So this home button, link again, takes you home. This is home. This other button takes you here. Payment settings takes you to your payment setting, which is here. Let's see. Okay, so that's it. So I think I'm done now. Not so much. There's just one more thing left. Just two. I will link all the menu buttons to this page. So menu button goes to this page. Menu button goes to this page. Menu button goes to this page. Okay. So almost done. I'm ready to show you my work. Okay, so let me do what I've done. So show you my work here. I can do two things. I can click on the button there. Let's do that also. Hello? Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, good. So you can see my screen. So it's Figma shows you your mockup. How I came here, I don't know if you saw it, was that I clicked on this play button. You saw
I
it,
can
yeah?
see your screen.
Okay. Sorry, I'm gonna share it again. I read. Yeah. Okay, so you can see it now. Can you?
Yes, we can.
So how after I'm done and I want to show you my work, I'll click on this play button here. After I do that, it opens up this. So I was saying that what makes this good, Figma shows you your designs in the mock-up of the device that you use, which is nice. It just adds more, it makes it feel more like it, yeah? So we can start to click and see how it goes. So let's click outside, just click anywhere. It shows you where you can click on, you see it. So you can either click here or here. Let's click here and see what happens with account. So we input the details, then we click on create account. It takes us to this. If you click anywhere, so that you can click it out here or here. So you can click on this, and then you can select the shot. So I select the open. I select this, or this. It won't work because I have only linked it to the next screen. So I select this, then every time I and drag, that's how you scroll. Yeah. You can send the measurements and then enter your order, review your order, type, and then submit it. See all your orders, they're out here. I'm not sure if I link this page to anywhere. If it's not good. There's the button, then this takes us to and that go home from here. Home, yeah. Or we can go to this page or this page. So you can see how the whole thing is like an almost functional app. Yeah. So as the owner of the app, how do you feel about what I have done? And if you have any questions for me, I would actually like to know your feedback. Feedback, guys. Clients, feedback. I will start to name names. I'm going to call somebody's name. Does anybody have feedback for me? Anybody okay, Ifi, okay, Robinson, Olawale, anybody? Chinel? Somebody left a chat. Let me see.
I am satisfied.
Let me see. You are
I
satisfied.
kind of, though, I enjoyed the class, though there was a point whereby your voice was fading and all that.
I see. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. But did you have any thoughts on the design though?
But I believe if I should go back to watch the video, I think I should be able to understand it better.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. But I want your comments on the design. What do you think?
Excuse me, what do you say?
I want your comments on the design. About the design, what do you think? Do you have any comments, feedback?
Okay is very okay, at least looking at the flow. the way you're clicking on one and you're getting to the next stage and you click on the other, it will move to the other stage. So we definitely mean that if an engineer should get rid of it and build something out of it. So it shows how the whole thing will flow, and that's fine. That's already what you
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else had anything to add? Anybody else? So if there is nothing to add, that's fine. What it just means is that I can now go on to convert this into high fidelity designs, HIGH fidelity, FIDELITY designs, or hi-fi for short. And that would what we'll do in the next class. Yeah, what we have here is a lo-fi design. It shows us what the app would look like and how it would flow and how it would function without all the physics of the color, pictures, all those things. Yeah. But now by looking at this, you can imagine where the pictures will be. You can now begin to play with colors and all of that to make it pop, to make it come alive. Yeah. But this helps us a long way. And first I find that when I do it and faster, yeah, you don't have to start thinking, how should you place this box or that box? You already know where it should be. You just add colors and shadows and all of that to it. Yeah. So we will meet again, and then when we do meet, I will advance this design. In the meantime, I want you to do everything I have done today with your assignments. Yeah. So I am hoping that by now you have at least begun to do your or even finished your assignment for last week, which entailed making your user journey, user flow, persona, and information architecture. And then I want you to follow the steps, make sketches. Yeah, make it. If you can make, if you can make more, do that, and use those sketches to guide you. You can see how I began to convert my sketches to designs, and along the way, I saw a few more designs that were not in my sketches, and I just put them there. It's a lot easier than coming to Figma first of all without your sketches. If we didn't have these sketches, we would have spent more time, almost a whole day doing this. But see how much we could do in under 1 hour because we have our sketches. Yeah. So please make your sketches for your own project and then convert those sketches to lo-fi design. In fact, I would like you to send your back to begin to review your assignments for last week. Today, if you haven't submitted, don't just ensure you do it. If you are stuck or you aren't sure how to move on, send me a message either personally or on group. I'll be happy to answer you. Don't be shy. Don't be afraid. Don't think that you are holding us back. You are not. Yeah. Thank you very much for watching me design. I hope you enjoyed watching me do what I love doing. Yeah. See you next week. Or do you have any questions? Anybody? Questions? It's okay. So that's it. No questions then. We shall talk again in the class here. Is that okay?
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chike.
Thank you, Mr. Chike. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Chike.
Thank you, Mr. Chike.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chike. Thank you, Mr. Chike.